What's up, my beautiful people? So today is the podcast number 3. As you can see, we still don't have a guest, but I'm still here. I have about an hour before I go to the gym, so let's make it quick. So today we'll be talking about sales, one of the skills that almost all successful people, all successful entrepreneurs have in common. So what is sales? Let's start with the bottom. You see, societies are run by businesses, and businesses only function if they have sales. So if there's no sales, you can also say there is no societies. Before studying the most successful people, the most successful businessmen, I used to believe that they would just come up with a solution for a problem and then they'll get rich, which was bullshit. The business become only successful if you could sell those products or services. So if you cannot sell your products or services, it doesn't matter how big of a problem they solve, they would still mean shit. They would be nothing. So great businesses either hire salesmen or they just learn sales themselves. I would suggest for you to, even if you hire salesmen, it's better for you to learn the skill because it would have a very positive psychological effect on you as well. Well, it had on me. So what do I mean when I say it would have a very positive psychological effect on you? See, when I started studying sales, I just found out about the biggest lie put on humans' face, which was words can hurt you. Words cannot hurt you. Words can only hurt you if you let it hurt you. I would just see the salesmen, these entrepreneurs, just function without getting phased at all. People would just reject them left and right. People would say bad things. People would make up lies about them and they would still keep on working. It shocked me because at that time I would say it's better for someone to just hold me down and keep punching me in the face than to reject me. Besides that, people could just say a bad thing about me or even a truth which would make me sad or make me angry for weeks for no reason. All they needed was a few words and then my course of feeling would change like this. But while studying sales, I found out that those are piece of shit. The beliefs that were put on our minds by society, by movies, by TV series that words can hurt your feelings. That's nonsense. Words can only hurt your feelings if you let it hurt your feelings. So let me break it down in 2 ways and give you some examples so it'd be more obvious for you. One way is getting offended by truth. Calling somebody fat, calling somebody short, calling somebody ugly, calling somebody by their sexual preferences or calling them by their skin color makes them angry, makes them triggered, makes them react, makes them sad. So how does that make sense for you to get angry about the fact? Someone says body shaming, you shouldn't be doing that, it's this and that and that. It doesn't matter. This is world, this is reality. You cannot hold everybody's mouths. They would say whatever they want to say. What your responsibility should be is that do not react on just words especially. You should react when they come and punch you in your face. That's when you react. Second thing is by lying, which makes people angry, which makes people change their feelings just by a few lies, by a few words. And let me tell you why does that affect somebody. So let's take diamonds for example. If you're wearing a real diamond ring and somebody calls it a cubic zirconia, which is a fake diamond, there's 2 ways you could react. The normal way that most of the people do right now is that they get angry. They just keep explaining, they just keep giving them evidence. They would even bring up receipts that it's a real diamond. They would bring a diamond checker to see if it's a real diamond. So the whole day is wasted. Even for some people it's a week that's wasted about thinking about that situation. The second way to react, the common reaction that the most successful people, the most wise people do, is to not react at all, because you know it's a real diamond. For somebody to keep saying it's not a real diamond, it's whatever, what difference does it make? Does it change the real diamond? Does it change the fact? Not at all. So words should not have any effect at all. Similar to the facts, if you're fat, if you're gay, if somebody calls you fat or gay, why does it make you angry? So if somebody says the truth, do not get offended by truth. Just relax, calm down, man. So let's not get away from the sales skills itself. So for you to become a very successful salesman, very good salesman, the first thing is to know about your product. And the most organic, natural way for you to be a great salesman is to sell a good product. You wouldn't need to try too hard, because you will suck in sales if you lie, because lying creates false realities and each false reality would create their own false realities, and before you know it, it's a tree with so many branches that you don't know where you are, and they would just keep making up stuff and they would keep stressing out and then you would keep sucking. So choose a good product, before you become a salesman. If you're working for a company, just research about their product first and then start selling. If the product's good, you'll naturally be good because you will not need to lie. You just state the facts. Secondly, do not sell things just for the sake of selling. If someone comes up looking for a gaming chair and you're selling, for example, reading chairs, for you to be a bad salesman, you just need to convince that guy that he does not need a gaming chair. He just needs a regular chair and it would serve him the same way. And then he would buy it and then he would suffer and then he would never come back and then he would leave a bad review. You suffer, he suffers, you both lose. A good salesman would be honest about it and say, we don't have a gaming chair. There's a gaming chair across the street. Go have a look at there and you might be lucky. So here you might not have made the sale, but you have helped the guy to find what he wants. That's the sole purpose of a salesman, helping people find what they want. Simple as that. This is sales in a nutshell. Help people to buy what they're looking for. Easy as that. The third thing is to not be delusional, to know the reality. Firstly is not everybody is going to want your product. The second thing, the people who want your product, not all of them are going to buy it. And the people who are buyers are not always going to be your good customers. See, what I mean by reality is that in this world, there are people who would not be satisfied, doesn't matter what product. If you don't believe me, think of the most good product that you have used or you are using and go and check on their reviews. Whether it's on Amazon, whether it's on Trustpilot, whether it's on their website, there is always those people. It doesn't matter what you do for them. It doesn't matter if you give them the whole world, they would still want the moon with it as well. And even if you give the moon, they would say, no, I'd rather prefer Mars. So there is always those people who are unsatisfied no matter what, sad people. So your job is to be relaxed, to not engage too much with those people. If they want their money back, just give it back and move on with another business. If you think you can convince them how good your product is, then you are, my friend, delusional. Just it's better to keep away from those people. Just move on. Say, you're right, there's your money back, goodbye. And move on to the next customer. This is sales. So before we wrap it up, let me give you a few books. I've read about 50 books, so let me give you the 3 best. The first one is Zig Ziglar's Secret of Closing Sales by Zig Ziglar. The second one is Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort. The third one is The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. When you learn sales, you will learn a lot way of communication, the tonality, and you can help people make up their minds. But you can also misuse that. In the book of Way of the Wolf, Jordan Belfort said it himself that he misused that and he paid the price. So have enough pride on yourself to don't do that. And the good thing about that is that we live in a digital world right now. So you can scam a few people and eventually people will find out about that. And even if they don't find out about that very fast, eventually it will come up on you. See, once your customer receives your product, once they use your service, it doesn't matter how much you made them believe that it was good for them. Once they use it, they will find out about the truth. They would want their money back. So you've lost, they've lost, time waste, no success, and now you have also a bad name in the marketplace. In sales, when you say ask people questions, is to know what they want. It's not to know what they want so you can manipulate them. No, it's to know what they want so you can provide the best offer for them. And even if it's not your services, you can guide them on the services they would need. If somebody comes up for you with the needs of Facebook ads and you run only Google ads, you have to tell them that you run Google ads. Facebook ads is not your thing, so you should go to somebody else. Instead of telling them that Facebook ads suck, so you should use Google ads. And eventually they will use Google ads and their target audience would not be in Google, they would rather be in Facebook. So now you both suffer. Every people that person knows will find out about the thing you did, and every person who goes to see the review on your services, they will see the negative review. There's a lot of more things to talk about, and to be honest, I'm not very good yet talking in front of a camera, but I'm getting better. So let me go to the training today. Let's wrap this up for today's podcast, and I will see you in the next one, and hopefully with a guest. So peace out, have fun, learn more, get better.